Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be making yet another air fryer recipe. If you've missed my previous air fryer videos, I'll put a link to the playlist down below. I've made donuts. What else have I made? I've made a lot of things in the air fryer. Now I'm trying to remember what they all are. Now I'm suddenly coming to a blank. At any rate, so today I'm going to be making a Basque-style cheesecake in the air fryer. I have always wanted to try this style of cheesecake since I've seen images of it. The recipe I'm going to be using today comes from King Arthur flour. And the reason why I'm using it is because it says we can bake it in the air fryer. I like my air fryer, but I've never done any baking with it. So today I'm going to be doing my first baking recipe for Basque-style cheesecake. So let's go ahead and get started. The other reason why I want to make this recipe, by the way, is because it comes together super simple. First thing we're going to need, we don't actually need this necessarily, you could do it without it, but this makes it a lot easier, and it is a food processor. Alrighty, so this couldn't be any easier. We're just going to combine all the ingredients into the bowl of the food processor, starting with cream cheese, lots of cream cheese, and 3 8-ounce bricks of it. Now, because we're cooking this in the air fryer, it's going to make 2 small cheesecakes. The standard recipe makes 1 9-inch cheesecake, but because we are cooking it in the air fryer, it's going to make 2 6-inch cheesecakes, unless you have a very large air fryer. So drop the bricks in there. Have you ever tried making homemade cream cheese? I've done that once before, and it works, although I have to say it doesn't quite taste like cream cheese in my opinion. It doesn't have that kind of tanginess, you know, that kind of almost yogurty tang. Okay, 2. To that we're gonna add some sugar, and I will include a link in the description to the recipe that I'm using today. So sugar, a good amount of sugar, i.e. a lot of sugar. Salt and heavy cream. It's gonna be delicious. And now 5 eggs. That's what's gonna set this up. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, 5 beautiful eggs. Now we're just going to whiz this up until it's well combined, and the recipe says that can take about 5 minutes or so, depending on the temperature of your cream cheese. If it's warm, it'll come together faster, and all you want it to be is completely homogeneous. You don't want any lumps of cream cheese, just completely smooth and whipped. Here we go. Why isn't it going on? The power strip? Maybe it's the power strip. Yes, it's a power strip. I plugged it in. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. My cream cheese is cold. Midway through this mixing process, we're going to make sure we scrape down the sides because the stuff is thick and cream cheese tends to, you know, be clumpy and stick. So we want to make sure we get everything off the edges. Continue mixing. Okay, do you hear that? The machine got noticeably quieter as it was spinning, and I think that's a good indication that this might be well mixed. I've stopped it a couple times while this was going to make sure everything was well combined, and my timer says it's been about 3 minutes, so... Ooh, yes, look at this. I think we're ready. Get this out of the way. Look at this consistency. Look at that, it's beautiful. So it's definitely thicker on the outside edges, so make sure we mix everything really well. Look at that, it's so smooth. So that's it. That's it for the filling. We don't have to do anything else. Perfectly gorgeous and smooth. So set that aside for a moment. And now we have to prepare our pan. Now the instructions say there are a few different ways that you can line your pan. If you don't have any parchment, you can just spray it with a light coating of baking spray. If you have parchment, there are two methods. You can cut out a circle, and you can also make a little border of paper, parchment paper, around the edges that stands a little bit taller than the pan. Or you can do this crumple kind of method. I think this is a little bit more traditional, and it makes it look like the cheesecake's kind of in a package. So that's what I'm opting for. I'm also opting for this option because this is not a springform pan or a push pan, and I think being able to take the parchment paper and use it as handles and pull the cake out will be a simpler, easier means of getting the cake out, since I don't have a push pan or a springform pan in this size. So I'm going to cut my paper just a little bit here so that it's a square. And then we're gonna rumple it up. It's gonna be a little noisy. So this pre-rumpling helps the paper stay into place and form into the interior of the pan. We're gonna crush this inside it. Roll down the edges. I'm gonna kind of get it into the corners of the pan. Not corners, but you know, the inside edge. This is a round pan, so there's technically no corners, but I think you know what I mean. Now we're gonna take half of the batter and place it into the pan. And recipe says that'll be about 700 grams. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure that. You, of course, can eyeball this as well. This is so beautiful, look at that. 500. Wow, this seems a lot. Oof, 702. Get that 2 grams out of there. Now it wants it back because I only have 698. Oh, 701, come on. Really? Okay, we hit 700. Okay, remove it from the scale. Now we're gonna give a little shake to get it into the corners, and then we're gonna tap it. Get any air bubbles out. I have a little imperfection there and I don't like it, so I'm gonna... Okay, good. Alrighty. Now, we'll set this aside and we'll bake this other half later. Next, we're going to need our air fryer. So we're gonna put this on air fry and get it to the highest possible setting. I believe mine is 400 degrees. And since this is gonna be quite loud once it gets going, I'm gonna tell you all the directions now. We're gonna bake it for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. And then after 10 minutes, we're gonna take it out and we're gonna cover it and cook it an additional 10 to 12 minutes, or until the internal temperature, once we take it 1 inch into the cheesecake and 1 inch from the side of the cheesecake. Take it at that spot. Once it reaches 185 degrees Fahrenheit, we can take it out, and then we're going to allow it to cool for at least 30 minutes to an hour before we slice it. That'll allow it to set a little bit, and then we'll give it a taste. Alrighty, so let's get this going. Mine goes to 400. So time, I'm going to do it initially for 10 minutes. Okay, so. Don't you love waiting? Waiting is a good exercise. It is. Any day now, air fryer, any day. There we are. So pull that out, take our cheesecake, place it in there, gently close it. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit once our cheesecake is completely cooked and cooled, and we'll give it a taste. See you in a little bit. Ooh, look at that. 8 minutes. Okay, more. Whoa, that looks beautiful. Look how it's souffled. It's supposed to do that? I don't know. It seems extra. Whoa, look how tall that is. I don't think that's what they shot in the video. Yeah, let's try this. Mine totally souffled up, yo. Yeah, that's the right temp, I think. Yeah, that's done. Oh, see. Too bad I had to ruin the top of it. Yo. Gorgeous. Alrighty, my lovelies, look at my gorgeous cheesecake. This turned out beautifully. So my air fryer at 400 degrees, around 15 minutes, started to turn this beautiful dark brown color. Then I was going to cover it. But my cheesecake had souffled and puffed up above the edge of my pan. So if I were to put another pan on top, it would have squished it. So I quickly made a little tent out of aluminum foil and I tented it and I cooked it for another additional 5 minutes. Then I checked its temperature and it indeed registered 185 or above. So I pulled it out and allowed it to cool in the pan for about 10 minutes or so before I took the edges of the parchment, lifted it out and let it cool. And now we are ready to slice this, but look how beautiful it turned out. The sides are golden brown and the top is this gorgeous dark brown color without being, you know, blackened or charred. This turned out so beautifully. Isn't this lovely? Look at the sides. Isn't that gorgeous? Pull these edges back. Oh, that looks great. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Look how yellow it is. Gorgeous. Man, parchment paper is so cool. Oh man, that looks beautiful. I love the proportions of the cake in terms of its diameter to height. So stinking cute. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a slice. Oh yeah, oh, it slices beautifully. Make sure I got all the way to the bottom. Okay, now we're gonna just get underneath here. Alrighty, here we go. Oof. Look at that. That's beautiful. Ooh. Oof. 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 Look at that interior. That is so gorgeous. Okay, let's cut it. Oh yeah. Okay, my first taste of Basque cheesecake. Itadakimasu. Oh, that's lovely. It is much fluffier than, say, a New York style cheesecake, and not quite airy, but foamier and kind of mousse-like actually. Yeah, it's almost like a different kind of dessert. But the flavors are very reminiscent of cheesecake. You've got that lovely cream cheesy flavor. It's sweet, but far less sweet than New York style cheesecake and less dense in texture. It's lovely. This is about room temperature. It's light, yet it tastes rich. Surprisingly, this isn't as cream cheesy as I thought, even though there are 3 bricks of cream cheese. And this cake only has 1.5, but it almost tastes buttery, even though there's no butter in it. I think it must be the eggs. It doesn't taste eggy. It's custardy. Yes, that's what it's like. It's lovely. I like the edge. The edge has a little bit more texture to it in terms of firmness, almost like a crust. And most importantly, how does the almost burnt top affect the flavor of the entire dessert? It gives it a really nice nuttiness. I was expecting it to be slightly bitter, but I'm just gonna have the top itself. It almost has like a crispness to it, but it's not bitter at all. Just really nice nutty toastiness. But this is so lovely. I highly recommend trying Basque-style cheesecake. In the air fryer, it makes it so very, very simple. If you've got a food processor, by all means, it's absolutely lovely. And the size is so stinking cute. I love it. It's just cute. And who doesn't love cute? Alrighty, my lovelies, indeed you can make a cheesecake in an air fryer. It actually works and it's very simple. More than likely you will have to make adjustments to the cooking time or the covering time like I did. Just observe what is happening to your cake. If it's over browning, cover it. If it's under browning, let it cook longer. I think that's one of the beauties of cooking. A lot of it is just judgments based on your experience at that moment. It's a really great exercise in being present. Alrighty, my lovelies. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one and I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Ring that notification bell, like this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. All right, time to go share.